So what comes up next is that these are terms I'm familiar with because I had to look these up for some science project, teaching things to students and that. So what comes up next is we'll go back to that diagram, and we've put three situations in gas, liquid, and solid. But how do you transition? There was that runway thing. It's like, how do you transition? What's the runway to get from a female in one phase to a female in a totally different phase? Like, what's that path like? How's that happen? So, if you're familiar with chemistry and phase diagrams, skip this section, whatever. But it feels, for me, that I need to give this voice. It will help me with the next phase. So, solid and liquid. If we change phases, if we go into a liquid to a solid, from water to ice, called freezing. If we have an ice cube and it's going to melt into liquid, it's melting phase. So if we have water and we heat it, we vaporize the water into steam. If we have moisture and it gets cold, then it turns into liquid through condensation. Okay, continuing. We went up to the party, had some food, and now we're going to have a Kit Kat for dessert. So if we have water and we boil it, it goes into vapor or steam through vaporization. Condensation is we have a lot of moisture in the air outside. It hits a cold surface, we get condensation. And this is one we don't experience too much, but example I've always heard was if you put wet laundry on a line in the wintertime, like in Buffalo when it's below zero, it'll turn to ice, and then that ice will sublimate directly to gas. It won't like get wet and then evaporate. It just goes right to a gas, or so I've been told. And then the opposite is true. If we have vapor, it can go right to a solid form called deposition, which they use a lot in the IC, integrated circuit manufacturing industry. Okay, we're back to our diagram. I guess I'm not sure where these different things go, whether we got the runner girl in the right spot, we got Wonder Woman in the right spot, we got the Yab Yum people in the right spot. Whether they are or not, maybe we'll have some more insight. But anyways, the thing to ponder is, how do we go from runner girl to Wonder Woman? So, this is freezing, and then how does Wonder Woman come back to runner girl? That is melting. So what are the corresponding phrases, words, actions? What happens to make that phase change? So let's just say that maybe we'll move these pictures around, get different pictures. But if these were the pictures, how do we get Wonder Woman to get into Tantric yoga, Yab Yum, right? So that would be vaporization. And then how does Yab Yum come back to runner girl? That's condensation. When we got Wonder Woman over here, Wonder Woman can transition to Yab Yum Woman through sublimation, and then by deposition in tantric state, so you can pop back down to Wonder Woman through deposition. I need to ponder for a minute. I'm gonna have my candy bar. Tigger says thumbs up to the Kit Kat bar. So continuing with down this one path of the rabbit hole, the critical point would mean that runner girl is undistinguishable from girl and Yab Yum. The phases can't be separated. They're two distinct phases. They're existing at the same time. That's kind of interesting. Ponder that. We have triple point down here. So what does this mean in relation to our diagram? So we have existing simultaneously at the single point, at the single time, is we have a runner girl, we have Wonder Woman in chains, and we have Yab Yum Tantric position. All three happening, existing at the same point, at the same time, at this one unique thing. Wow. That's kind of strange. So being in regular physicality, but also having a physical body that's responding to Wonder Woman urges, sensations, but also being like ecstatic, elevated, and merged to a higher source. Damn, that's good stuff.